Apollo is one of the most complex and important gods, and is the god of many things, including music, poetry, art, oracles, archery, plague, medicine, sun, light and knowledge. He is the son of Zeus and the Titan Leto, and was born in the Greek island of Delos, along with his older twin sister Artemis, goddess of the hunt. Apollo is the only major god who appears with the same name in both Greek and Roman mythology. The origin of the name Apollo is still not properly understood. Many Greeks seem to have supposed that it stands for destroyer, but this was only one of the many suggestions like redemptory, purifier, assembler, stony. Modern scholars disagree with most of them, with the majority linking Apollo's name to the Greek word apella, which means a sheepfold, and which may suggest that Apollo was originally merely a protector of the flocks and herds. However, in time, he evolved to become a multifaceted god adored all over Greece as the perfectly developed classical male nude, the Kouros. Beardless and athletically built, he is often depicted with a laurel crown on his head and either a bow and arrow or a lyre and plectrum in his hands. The god Hermes created the lyre for Apollo, and this instrument became a known attribute for him. As I mentioned earlier, Apollo was one of the few gods that the Romans kept the same name. In Greek mythology, he was most widely known as the god of light. Within Roman mythology, he wasn't known as much as the god of light and was focused mainly as the god of healing and prophecy. Both medicine and healing are associated with Apollo and were thought to sometimes be mediated through his son, Asclepius. However, Apollo could also bring ill health and deadly plague. During the Trojan War, Apollo fought on the side of Troy. At one point, he sent diseased arrows into the Greek camp, making many of the Greek soldiers sick and weak. Later, after the Greek hero Achilles defeated the Trojan Hector, Apollo guided the arrow that struck Achilles in the heel and killed him. Like his twin sister Artemis, there are several well-known myths about Apollo. Let's see the most famous ones. The myth says that once Apollo, the god of light and poetry, found Eros, who is nowadays known as Cupid, dealing with his bows and arrows. Eros was using bows to strike people into love. Apollo had just one python, a horrible earth dragon that was living in the area of Delphi, and had got so arrogant from his victory that he abruptly told Eros to leave warlike weapons to mighty gods like him and stick to his own pastimes, devaluing his duty to inflate love and passion to others. This infuriated the headstrong Eros, who decided to take his revenge on the audacious Apollo. Eros climbed on a rock of Mount Parnassus and unleashed two arrows, one sharp and gold-tipped and another blunt and lead-tipped. The sharp, gold-tipped arrow pierced the heart of Apollo, inflaming his love for Daphne, a beautiful nymph, daughter of the river god Peneus, while the blunt, lead-tipped arrow struck the nymph, creating an intense aversion for love in her heart. Apollo was persistently pursuing Daphne. The poor girl, in order to escape from him and to protect her virginity, pleaded for help from her father, Peneus, who drew back to Daphne's prayers and transformed the nymph into a nice short plant with excellent smell. This plant was the laurel, which is called Daphne in Greek, after the nymph's name. According to a Homeric hymn, Apollo once had a conflict with Zeus because Zeus had killed Apollo's son Asclepius, the inventor of medicine. Medicine was saving humans from death, which went against Zeus's will, so he struck Asclepius dead with a thunderbolt. Some scholars on Homer's Iliad state that once Poseidon and Apollo conspired against Zeus. They failed and were sent to work for Laomedon, king of Troy, as a punishment. Poseidon built the walls of Troy, which could not be destroyed by human hand, while Apollo took care of Laomedon's cattle. After a year of service, they asked for payment, but Laomedon refused to pay and even threatened to mutilate them and sell them as slaves. Both gods were indignated and returned to Olympus, finally reconciled with Zeus, but in the Trojan War, while Poseidon sided with the Greeks, Apollo favored the city of Laomedon. Pan. the god of shepherds and nature, was also a great musician who invented and played the panpipes. He challenged Apollo to a musical duel. They chose the mountain Tmolus to decide the winner of the contest. As the two agreed, nobody was as old and wise as the hills. The followers of the two gods came to witness the contest, including a particularly devout mortal follower of Pan named Midas. Pan got the contest underway, and the music he made had a wild quality about it that was so endearing that birds flew from their tree-top perches to get closer, squirrels left their holes, and even the trees themselves swayed as if dancing to the sounds. Next was Apollo's turn. When he touched his golden lyre, the music he produced was his finest yet. Everything in the surrounding area, the wild creatures, the babbling brook, the plant life, and even the air stopped moving, not wanting to make a sound lest they miss out on the heavenly music they bore witness to. When the music finally stopped, Tmolus immediately declared Apollo the winner, and all who were present fell at his feet, all except Midas, whose loyalty to Pan was so strong he could not admit that he had lost the contest. Apollo was bemused by this and told him, "If your ears are so dull, mortal, they shall take the shape that best suits them." He then touched Midas and his ears transformed into donkey ears. Apollo was a much-loved god, and this was most likely due to his association with many positive aspects of the human condition, such as music, poetry, purification, healing, and medicine. As always, if you like this video and mythology like me, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click on that bell. It really does help to support our channel. Don't miss the other adventures of the Olympians, and of course every kind of mythology.